Golf is not a game of perfect. In today's video, we are going to do a quick summary and give you 5 points from Golf is Not a Game of Perfect by Dr. Bob Rotella. Hey everybody, my name is Michael Leonard and I'm the creator of Wicked Smart Golf and been a freelance golf writer since 2017. I've also been playing this stupid awesome game for about 25 years. And what I've found is one of the best ways to improve is by reading books like this. But I know that we all get busy and don't have as much time as we'd like to read or listen to these books. My goal with these videos is simple. I want to help you play better golf without changing your swing. And in these short video reviews, I'll give you at least 5 points so that way, even if you don't have the time to read these books yet, you'll have something to take away and start playing better golf now. Now, if you don't know, Dr. Bob Rotella is the GOAT when it comes to sports psychology and mental game books in the world of golf. It really wasn't talked about a lot until Dr. Bob in the 80s and 90s, and now he is one of the most successful authors out there in the golf world, and he has a ton of books, all of which I'm going to review on this channel, but I cannot say enough good things about Dr. Bob. Hopefully I'm going to have him on my podcast one day because he has had a massive impact on my own golf game and millions of players around the world. So, all right, let's get into it. Point number 1 in this book is all about target. We need to focus on a target above all else when we're on the course. A lot of times when we get out there, it's easy to start thinking about your swing, what you want to grab from the cart girl, and 9 other things. But what we need to be worrying about is one thing as we're going through that pre-shot routine, and that is your target. Where do we want this golf ball to go? Now, as Dr. Bob talks about in the book, a lot of us really struggle on the golf course because what we do is we think about where we don't want the golf ball to go instead of focusing on where we do want it to go. Now, if you're like most golfers, you understand exactly what I mean. When you're over a shot and there's water before the green, you're thinking to yourself, don't hit it in the water. Or if there's a huge bunker and you don't want to get into it, you're saying, don't hit it in the sand. The problem, as Dr. Bob illustrates in the book, is that the mind does not understand the word don't. It does not understand negatives. So that's why you need to focus on what you want, not what you don't want. So if you don't want to hit it in the sand, don't even think about the sand. It's okay to acknowledge that it's there, but then focus on where you want it to go. Is it a specific spot on the green? Is it a right side of the fairway? Focus on what you want. The second lesson from this book is the importance of a pre-shot routine. I cannot stress the importance of this enough, and I'm so glad Dr. Bob talks about this extensively because it has had a massive impact on my game. And if you watch a lot of golf on TV, you'll hear the announcers when they see guys that are under pressure, and they'll talk about it. He's just got to go through his routine. He's got to stick to his routine. Your routine, like Dr. Bob says in the book, is your wingman on the golf course. It's how you get in the zone. It's how you block out the noise, block out those negative thoughts, and focus on what you want. As Dr. Bob says, a good pre-shot routine is short and simple. Do not overcomplicate it, but you need your own pre-shot routine. That doesn't just happen magically on the golf course though. While a pre-shot routine is very important, you also need to practice and create one on the driving range so that you can trust it on the golf course. A lot of amateur players and high handicappers skip this entirely, and then they wonder why they let nerves get the best of them. Now, don't get me wrong, a pre-shot routine isn't gonna make everything better, but it will help you feel comfortable even in the most uncomfortable situations. So create your pre-shot routine sooner rather than later. And finally, don't forget the last part of a good pre-shot routine is accepting the shot. Whether it's good or bad, accept it and move on to the next one. The third lesson here from Dr. Bob is simple. No mechanics on the golf course. I love this because when you're out there playing, if you're thinking about mechanics, if you're thinking about, oh, I need to strengthen my left hand, or oh, I'm coming over the top, or all the other things that we think about, you are dead. Remember, you are on the golf course to play golf, not play your golf swing. Save that for the driving range. As Dr. Bob says, you got to train it on the range so you trust it on the course. So again, when you're out on the course, do not think about your swing. Think about your target, go through your pre-shot routine, and execute the shot. Simple as that. The fourth lesson from The Godfather here is all about maintaining a positive, optimistic attitude. At the end of the day, there is a lot of things you cannot control on the golf course. You can hit a perfect shot right down the middle of the fairway, and by the time you find it, it's sitting in a divot. That's what happens. The golf gods definitely test us from time to time, but sometimes you hit terrible shots and get rewarded too. So It's all about maintaining a positive, optimistic attitude because that is something you can control. As I mentioned, you can't control the pin, the greens, the weather, but you always have the ability to control your self-talk, your attitude, and what you're thinking and saying to yourself. So if you want to play better golf, be your best friend out there. I know it's easy to get pissed off and slam clubs. Trust me, I've broken them. I'm even thrown one in a lake one time. I never got that 5-wood back. But seriously, I understand more than ever what you're talking about. If you feel that Hulk anger out there, but you gotta be your own best friend. Golf is hard enough. If you are beating yourself up, it's gonna be 10x harder. As Dr. Bob says, laugh off the bad shots, accept it, find it, and hit another one. Fifth and final tip from Golf is Not a Game of Perfect is all about putting, and specifically your putting attitude. He talks about it in the book and a lot more in his other book, Putting Out of Your Mind, that every putt is a green light putt. Now that doesn't mean you need to try and jam every putt in the hole, and if it misses, it goes 6 feet by. That's not gonna be very wicked smart golf, but you need to learn that every putt is a putt you're trying to make. Quit trying to lag it up there. Quit trying to just get it close. You wanna make every putt so that way your target shrinks and your misses are a lot better, because if you're thinking, oh, let's just try and get it inside 3 feet, now your circle's huge. If you miss it then, now you have 4, 5, or 6 feet, versus if you're trying to make it and you just miss, then you have 1, 2, or 3 footer. Now again, just because you're trying to make everything doesn't mean you're never gonna 3-putt, but you need to go in there with an offensive attitude and stop playing defense on the putting green. All right, well, hopefully you got some value from this because golf is not a game of perfect. But as Dr. Bob says, you need to enjoy the process to improve because you have greatness within you. If you are the type of person that's watching these videos, reading golf books, and putting in work on the range at the short game area, you can become great. But a lot of it starts with what you're doing up here, and it's the little things like not getting technical on the golf course. It's all about maintaining that positive attitude, sticking to your pre-shot routine, looking at your targets, and not thinking about your golf swing. And finally, when you're on the greens, make sure you are trying to make every single putt you have. Hopefully that video was helpful. Again, I'll have a lot more coming out because I love reading golf books and helping you play better golf without changing your swing. If you could, please subscribe, go ahead and like this video, and share it with someone that you know needs a little bit of help on the golf course. Thanks again for watching, and as always, I hope you have an epic day on the links.